Hello, everybody. Welcome to Wednesday. The S&P 500 was down 0.3% today. The big news today, of course, was that the Federal Reserve came out with their statement, and the market went up based on the statement, which was that they weren't going to change anything. And then during Jay Powell's question and answer session, the market started coming back down. He emphasized, that the Fed really didn't have the confidence to see lowering rates anytime soon. And so just more rhetoric around how long it's going to take for them to lower rates. The market has moved all the way back down from 6 projected rate cuts down to 1. So the market's finally starting to buy into, what the Fed is saying and what the inflation numbers are showing. And so, not a big deal. Actually, I think the overall trend is something that I'd be looking at here. And we had that fantastic run up for 5 months, and we've had, April was down and have a couple days down here so far this week. And one of the things that I think that we're seeing is just, normal. We broke out of a new high that was established back at the beginning of 2022, and got into the new high, kind of went up quite a bit above that. It's very normal to actually pull back down to that high point and then take off from there in an upward moving market. It's something that happens on a fairly regular basis, at least in my experience of looking at all these different charts. And so I think we're probably going to do that. My best case scenario, or maybe base case scenario, I should say, maybe not best case. Best case is just takes off from here and just keeps on going. But it does worry me a little bit that the market needs to take some rest. So I'm actually fairly happy with what's happening here. You never know if this is the beginning of something bigger. But if it's going to be a continuous upward market, you have to take these breaks. And coming back down and testing the old high would be technically a very good thing, actually. So, maybe the market comes back down to about 4,800 or so, which is roughly where the old high was. And then maybe something catalyzes the movement upward, some great earnings report, NVIDIA, or whoever's out there that might get things going again. And because I think the inflation pieces are, forefront in the mind. They're dominating the market, especially this week with the Fed meeting happening. But I do think earnings have been pretty good. Over 80% of companies on the S&P 500 have beat expectations. And so hopefully we'll start to see some more rolling back up. But I do think getting back down to that old high will create more buying opportunities and maybe get a better spring to the upside and can really kind of catapult the market upward from there. So, we'll see what happens. Just kind of something I've been thinking about in terms of a possibility for what could happen here. I will say that I would not be surprised at all if we don't come down a bit more than where we were before we bounced, just because the bounce kind of broke essentially with these downturns. So we will definitely see some lower point here before we take off. And the most obvious place to stop is at the big point of support, which is right around 4,800. So we'll see how that goes. Look forward to being able to see you again tomorrow, and we'll see what happens. Talk to you then. Thank you.